This is Egypt's #1 for hit music, 104.2 NILE FM. Now, NILE FM's AWARE with Adham.
Indeed it is. Welcome to another episode of the show. With me today in the studio is Jean-Luc, head of the Office of Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, subsidiary of the UN. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Stay tuned.
Egypt's #1 for hit music, 104.2 NILE FM, Cairo. NILE FM's AWARE.
Welcome one and all to the show. It's a beautiful Saturday, slightly hot, but still. With me today in the studio is Jean-Luc, the head of the OCHA. You told me it was the Office of Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, of course, subsidiary or working under the umbrella of the United Nations. Now, Jean-Luc, first of all, obviously, welcome on the show, and let's dive straight to it. What exactly is the OCHA?
OCHA is part of the United Nations Secretariat. We are the global focal point for humanitarian affairs. Our responsibility is to make sure that humanitarian assistance is coordinated, is effective, and reaches people in need in time of crisis and disaster.
When you say humanitarian affairs or humanitarian effort, what exactly do you mean? I mean, do you like just providing certain supplies, or does it go beyond that point?
It's about providing people affected by disasters and crises with life-saving needs. It's about providing them with protection. It's about helping them keeping their dignity in times of a crisis.
What else could be more relevant and could be more needed, especially in areas, as you mentioned, that are affected by disaster and crisis? August 19th. That day has a very particular importance and significance in the United Nations history. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, 19th of August is the date when the United Nations headquarters in Baghdad was bombed, and 22 colleagues lost their life in the line of duty. So in 2009, the UN General Assembly decided to designate this date as World Humanitarian Day. World Humanitarian Day, it's a time to remember those who have lost their life while providing humanitarian relief to people affected by crisis. It's also a time to recognize those who continue to provide assistance to people under different conditions. The World Humanitarian Day seeks to draw attention to humanitarian needs in the world and on the importance of international cooperation.
Well, let me just stop you there, because aside from it being a day of mourning for those 22 brave colleagues of yours that were bombed and unfortunately killed in the line of duty, as well as to celebrate the ones that continue to do this amazing line of work. Aside from that, is there anything special that the OCHA does in terms of its scope of activities, or is it just a day of remembrance and celebration?
World Humanitarian Day is a celebration of a people helping people. So on that particular day, we are going to organize a series of events in order to celebrate this. We are going to celebrate the spirit that inspires humanitarian work in the world.
I absolutely love it. Is there something that's going to be happening here in Egypt or all over the world, or what?
There will be a global campaign which I'm going to describe, and we will have a few events in Egypt as well.
World Humanitarian Day, August 19th. And you were mentioning that there's a lot of events that are going to be taking place globally and locally. So what's going on in Egypt?
I would like to first describe what is going to happen globally.
Fair enough.
What is going to happen globally this year is going to build on the campaign of last year that was called I Was Here, that reached 1 billion people.
Amazing.
And that was supported by a music video sung by Beyoncé in the hall of the UN General Assembly.
Yeah, I saw that one. You didn't happen to meet Beyoncé, did you?
Unfortunately not. I was here in Cairo.
You never get everything, I guess.
This year, actually, what we are going to do is to build on the momentum that was created by last year a campaign, and we are going to try to turn words into action. We are launching this year a campaign called "The World Needs More," and the idea is to show people that the most powerful currency that they have is their words.
Actually, right now I'm dumbfounded because I'm an absolute believer of that words are truly more powerful than anything on I mean, as they say, the word is a lot mightier than the sword. And I'm a big fan of this campaign. I actually look forward to this very, very, very much.
This year we are launching a global campaign called The World Needs More. At the heart of this campaign is a first of its kind project that will literally turn words into aid for people affected by crisis. And the project will also offer a brand new way for the private sector to partner with a non-profit organization in order to contribute to humanitarian causes in the world.
Absolutely love it. And we were just saying, like, you know, I'm a firm believer that the word is definitely mightier than the sword. Now, it's funny that you mentioned this because that was actually going to be my next question. I wanted to ask you guys if you guys only work under the umbrella of the United Nations, or do you have a network of businesses and NGOs in the region or globally?
We do. We are focal point within the UN system for humanitarian action, but we work in collaboration with member states, with non-governmental organizations, and we are increasingly seeking to establish partnership with the private sectors and with the public in support of humanitarian action.
So basically, if there's NGOs in Egypt or, like, you know, social development initiatives or projects that would love to be involved, they just basically have to get in touch with you guys, and you would be happy, or you'd be actually accommodating or open to receive these contributions and work with these guys.
Exactly, because in our coordination efforts we are inclusive, and actually we always try to involve all actors in helping bringing relief to people affected by disasters.
And unfortunately, it's becoming that time of day where we have to wrap things up on this edition of NileFM's Aware. It was such a pleasure having Jean-Luc from the OCHA, the Office of Coordination of Humanitarian Efforts or Affairs by the United Nations. Now, just throughout the break, you were telling me how exactly that 2012 versus 2013 campaign, The World Needs More, works. And although we were running really, really low on time, I still have to go back to that because that's just a brilliant campaign. How exactly does it work? Run that by me again.
We are calling on companies and philanthropists to sponsor words, and we want people to get involved by sharing the words that they think are most important. And every time someone will share a given word, it will unlock $1 that will contribute to supporting humanitarian action in the world.
I love that idea. So basically, if a company says, like, you know, to sponsor the word car, so they say the world needs more cars. Every time somebody shares that word, that company has to pay $1 in humanitarian relief and humanitarian effort support.
Exactly, but there will be a predefined set of words.
No, of course. I'm just throwing cars out there. Of course, it's not going to be cars.
Yeah.
The world definitely does not need more cars.
For example, if company A agrees to sponsor the word happiness, to make the sentence, the world needs more happiness, for, let's say, $1 million. Every time somebody will select and share that word,
they pay $1 more.
He or she will unlock $1, and 1 million share will unlock the total amount that will be given to one of the humanitarian response fund.
I absolutely love this campaign. Now, one last thing before I let you go. If we want to be involved, if we want to stay updated, how do we get in touch with you guys? How do we get the updates? Is there a website? Is there a Facebook group?
There will be a website, www.worldhumanitarianday.org.
So www.worldhumanitarianday.org.
Exactly.
Perfect. That sounds absolutely amazing. Jean-Luc, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the show. And I just cannot emphasize how much I respect, appreciate, and admire you and all of the brave men and women that contribute so much of their time and so much of their efforts and actually put their lives on the line to bring humanitarian efforts to those who need it the most throughout the entire world. Thank you so very, very much for taking the time and coming here on NileFM's AWARE. That's basically it for us, and we're going to be back on next Saturday with another group of individuals giving back to the community, and that's pretty much what it's all about right here on NileFM's AWARE. Until next Saturday, I'll catch you then.